All right, hello there, everyone on the internet. This is HypnoBeam, and this is Collegiate Alliance. So what we're going to be doing for the next few episodes is we're going to be recording a tabletop RPG. So normally this is done physically in person. It's kind of like the same idea as like Dungeons and Dragons, except this is called Deadlands. It's a game that HolyShip brought to us, and it's really, really cool. We'd like to play it. And we're going to be using a virtual tabletop called Roll20.net to play it. So, in this situation, myself, Cathawk, and Unidan are going to be players, and the Marshal, which in other games would be like the Dungeon Master and so on, is going to be HolyShip. So, HolyShip, can you describe like the vibe of the game?
Yeah, so most
What's it feel like?
Well, I mean, once you put your hands into Deadlands, you pull them out and you realize, oh no, they're skeletons now. But I feel like a lot of times when you think about like tabletop role-playing games, you think about Dungeons and Dragons, like you said, and that's like fantasy setting, like your typical Lord of the Rings things. But Deadlands is really more of an alternate history Wild West. It's basically horror Wild West. It's cowboys and trains and stuff, but with demons and ghosts and vampires.
I heard this is a spin on Yahtzee.
It is. I don't know if you've ever played to round 5 of Yahtzee.
Mm-hmm.
That's Deadlands.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Yep.
I had Charlie Brown Yahtzee as a kid, and I didn't get it.
How
that was Deadlands.
How is Charlie Brown Yahtzee different from regular Yahtzee? It's like, oh, you got 5 of the same number. Charlie Brown Yahtzee!
No, it's like the characters on the dice, but I
Is
was
it just
like,
5 little Charlie Browns on the dice?
Yes.
What is it?
It's just a game that you can never win.
It.
It's like
And then in the end,
Snoopy's
you
5.
just say, oh, brother, and then that's it. And then everybody goes home sad. But then you look back and you're like, how American.
I don't know if you guys wanted to give like a little intro quickly to all of your characters so we know who's who.
Okay, I'll go first. All right, so my character is called Gitsy Donovan. He is a cowboy of sorts. Pretty good shooter, everything like that. Unfortunately, not that bright. He has a certain code of honor about him. And we'll find out lots about my character as we play. But he's not exactly a bright person, but he likes to go with the flow.
My character is named Stone Travis, but I prefer to be called Stan. I am a coward. My father was the town hero, and he wanted me to be a great adventurer like him. He wants me to go on an adventure to become strong. And the only reason I'm going out and doing this is because I'm sure that he sent a guard to look after me in case anything happens.
I'm frontiersman Dean the Whip Wheeler. I am a shipwrecked ship captain who is washed up in the desert. And I am on a mission of vengeance to find out who broke my boat. Who broke it?
Who did it?
Who did that?
I don't like this.
That's also his catchphrase for everything.
Broke
Who
it.
did this?
Who broke my boat?
I'm terrified of flying because the air is the opposite of the water. And all of my skills are related to boating. And I am addicted to drinking seawater.
Sure. Old habits.
Truly an asset to our team.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a big ocean in this, right?
We're just going to be crossing the desert. And then
If there's anything I know, there's oceans everywhere in the middle of America. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll begin. Let's zip over to here.
Oh, hey! This is
A
interesting.
The Wild West.
The fireball.
Towns.
Fire hall.
Well, just the fire hall. It's where we keep our fire. So, 3 friends in the Wild West sitting in the fire hall of a town called Daybreak in Montana. It's afternoon, so don't get any ideas. You're all just you're sitting in the fire hall, which is normally hotter than this. There's just a bunch of people kind of sitting around. It's hot outside, really, and they're kind of sweaty, nursing their beers, and they're just kind of sitting around being like, what do we do? You hear some chatter in the back, and there's a little bit, they're talking about a train that's leaving town soon. What do you guys
More
want to-
jobs leaving the town.
Maybe it's time to just get out of this town.
I should really become a train engineer.
Yeah, let's become conductors. 1, who broke my boat? 2, I'm gonna ask these guys, what's up?
Okay. Your 2 companions don't know who broke your boat, I don't think.
To be more of a role player, I will be getting progressively drunk through this episode.
Amazing. Ooh.
What are you drinking today, Ben?
Just rum.
Period.
It's rum.
Just like a sea captain.
Little Dr. P.
Dr. Pepper?
That's what he calls urine.
No, Dr. Piss.
So you're gonna walk up to these people in the back and just ask them what's up?
What's the haps?
Awesome. Okay, so they kind of like, well, what's your story? A partner? Wild West.
I'm immersed.
They've asked you this.
Well, my story's a longin', and I don't want to bore you with all my talking and a jawing and a rustling. But, long story short, I done losted my sea vessel, and I'm a bit curious about its whereabouts and who done broke it.
I just realized that we're in Montana and he's asking this question.
I really lost this boat.
two men sitting and having a beer look at you and they say, we don't know anything about boats, so we're just having a conversation right now.
So isn't it weird that they're just drinking one beer?
They have two straws sticking out of the mug. Times are tight in Daybreak.
Well, hello, gentlemen. My father is the esteemed
Woody Allen.
Barker Travis.
Barker Travis?
Barker Travis Mayer.
Hero of this fine town, and I was wondering if you had any information on some adventures, some sights we could see, if you don't mind.
The two men look at each other. They look at you and they say, "The hero of Daybreak. That's incredible." They then recount to you that there is a train coming through town. Normally we don't get trains. They say
Maybe it's Train the Band.
there are drops of Jupiter landing in town. And so there's a train coming in, and Daybreak's kind of a small town. Trains usually just kind of pass by, but they're making a stop. And there's rumors that there's going to be some cargo loaded in that might be more valuable than your usual kind of grains or spices or lumber or whatever. So this is a new development for Daybreak. People are excited.
Well, muchas gracias for your informazione.
Yep. I want to try the exotic spices of Montana.
It's just called salt. Meanwhile, Gitsy Donovan is having a great time. And he hops up on the table that he was just abandoned at. He was sitting with friends. But he hops on the table, and he takes out his guns, and he starts dancing. And he doesn't shoot his guns, but he's dancing around on the table because he's feeling just fine. That's it. That's all he does.
I'm gonna doff my hat again at Gitsy.
Excellent. Everyone in the fire hall begins to stare gape-mouthed at Gitsy Donovan, wondering where this ghostly music is coming from. In this silent fire hall, no piano to be seen.
Play down.
Everyone gets up and leaves the fire hall.
Place to ourselves at last.
You now have a little bit of a thing going on. You're trying to get on this train. You find some postings. You hear some rumblings around town, and it's actually going to be leaving tomorrow at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think.
I want to make sure that we get up really early because I don't want to be late. I don't like to be late for anything.
Stan somehow turning more into Woody Allen as the day passes. You could say that you guys go to sleep. You wake up the next day. And,
we overslept.
All right, what time is it? What time is it?
It is 10 o'clock in the a.m.
Okay, great.
You got time. So you're gonna get on this train.
You guys want to get brunch?
I don't like to drink.
Gitsy Donovan wants to know where this train's ahead, and he doesn't care where it goes. He just wants to... Wait a minute.
I don't care where this train's going. Just tell me where it's headed.
It's not the destination or the journey, but I'd love to know where the destination and journey is.
I don't care what you're carrying on this train. Just tell me what it is. So I'm down just to have a free ride, but I suggest I'll be a distraction and I'll stay right in the path of the railroad and two of you hop into one of them boxcars. Then as the train starts accelerating, I'll wait on the side of the tracks and you guys lift me back into one of them boxcars.
As Gitsy Donovan explains this, I come back with a single train ticket for myself.
Perfect. I would say that you obtained a train ticket. I would say subtract $10 from your inventory.
Sure. I thank the train conductor as I walk in, and I sit down and I make sure to buckle my seatbelt.
Perfect.
And I'm closer to the aisle than the window because it makes me nauseous.
Luckily, there's plenty of seating by the window.
I'm gonna wait next to the conductor and the boarding passengers.
Okay. As Gitsy makes his attempt to climb into the railroad tracks, 2 guards grab him roughly by the shoulders and set him firmly down on the platform.
I'm going to explain to one of the guards that I am a U.S. Marshal and that Gitsy is my insane escaped convict from the town wherever this train is going.
Okay.
And I am escorting him back for execution.
Incredible. The conductor says to you,
I believe everything you're saying.
the conductor says, well, that sounds good. I'd just like to see your credentials.
I quickly flash him a box of cigars and hand it to him.
Could you make do you have a persuasion skill? Brad? Okay, cool. So he kind of looks at you, squints a little bit, looks at the cigars, and he says, any state officials welcome on this transport. Takes the cigars.
Swish.
Cool.
Meanwhile, I am asking if there will be any meals served on the train.
I would say imagine like the Hogwarts train in Harry Potter.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so you guys are in your booth, and you've been exploring a little bit as you walk around the train.
I would like to buy a chocolate frog from the trolley.
Well, I don't know about you fellas, but I've never been on one of these trains before.
I've been on a train a lot of times.
Really? You?
I'm not defined by my boat. Where's my boat? You're just like some stupid monkey to me, and I'm just a man in a yellow hat.
I get it.
One of my hindrances is that I'm curious.
You know how the man in the yellow hat just carried a whip around in case George got too curious?
Right.
Is there anyone else on this train with us, or are we just the only passengers?
No, you can look in to see in the other.
I'm gonna go over here.
Cool. All right, so you
Who's
can
in this one?
You look. You enter the train car.
Kick it in.
You see a very
U.S. Marshal.
You see a very well-to-do businessman in a handlebar mustache put his hands up and say, "Marshal, I'm sorry, I'm just an honest train passenger."
Stop all your hemming and a hawing. I got 2 questions for you. 1, what's on this train? 2, where are you going?
Well, number 1, I think passengers, my cargo, I think, is down in the hold if this is anything like a normal train. And number 2, we're going down to Utah, of course.
Oh.
Well, I've got business in Utah. Oh, yes, I do.
Neat. See you later.
I think
Goodbye,
you just
Marshal.
spoke to Foghorn Leghorn. Alright, so I walk down over here to this far side one, and I knock gingerly on the door to the tune of Let the Wind Blow Through Me.
Yeah.
I made up that song, so
Do
here's how it goes. Nice. Great, that's exactly what it was.
The woman in the car opens the door and says, "Is that the wind blew through me?"
I say, yes, howdy.
Yeah.
Howdy, my name's Gitsy.
Gitsy is
I'm coming in.
Shove the woman to the ground.
I
And,
turn around and I close the door and I lock it.
Great. The woman has bashed her head against the window, sitting now on the couch.
Lady. My name's Gitsy. I had heard that this train is carrying some precioso cargoso. Please do hither to be speak to me as to where that their treasure may be into this cart train.
I'm gonna ask you to roll persuasion. In response to your questions, the woman starts screaming and asks you very politely to leave.
She's screaming and very politely.
Please, God, please leave me alone. Oh Lord, please help me.
I open the door, I turn around and face them, and then I shimmy backwards while looking her in the eye. Mm-hmm. And then I move out of the door.
So I knock on the on this door,
mm-hmm.
and I wait for an answer.
Okay. There's no one inside.
Okay, well, this one's empty.
This one's empty.
Let me try the old Dean the Whip Wheeler, frontiersman charm on this lady. I walk through the door and break it open.
You walk through the door? All right, let me ask you to roll a strength check.
All right,
great. So you roll 6 on that door. You walk into that door and you press yourself up against it. Your nose smushing against the window of the door. You shout at the woman. What do the door holds? What would you like to shout at her?
I have such good persuasion. Gitsy, should I take a top off? What should I do?
I hope he's screaming all of this.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. Looking into the as you
roll my persuasion. I critted it.
You've successfully persuaded Gitsy to yell that into the train car.
Okay, now I guess I'll ask that lady the same question. I rolled a 2.
Okay, you shout into the
roll 1d6.
Yeah.
All right, I rolled a 5.
Good. Okay, you shout into the glass your request, and it seems like she can't. It seems like she can't hear you. Like it's you notice that she's speaking into what looks like the business end of a trumpet. Like it looks like a flared kind of instrument that she's talking into right now, and she's very distressed. And you see that the little instrument or object is connected to a pipe, and the pipe runs into the ceiling, and she's very upset and speaking very quickly into it.
What a prude! Forget it.